Coach, you have a strong nucleus coming back from last year. What are your expectations for this year's team as you prepare for the season?
Well, I think the first and foremost what we're looking for is the ability to compete in every game. Like you said, I think our expectations should be high. Returning player of the year, 4 seniors, I think they're going to help us a ton. So we really want to be able to be in contention. But I think the first and foremost, if you don't get through the idea in everybody's head that we are going to compete every 40 minutes, all 40 minutes, that's the most important thing.
You mentioned Justin Keenan, the preseason player of the year. Who are some other players that you're expecting to lead this year's team?
Darian Gay has had, I think, really a tremendous 2 years. But he's always been one of those where we expect a lot out of him, and I'm hoping to see him really kind of come to fruition all the way through. He's been a second-team All-League player the past 2 years, so we'd really like to see in his senior year take that next step. Matt DeHart and Lou Williams are also 2 seniors for us that have been in the program, and I think really we're looking for big things from them as well.
What will be the impact of some of the new players you have coming into the program this season?
Well, it's interesting. We have Jarrell Sanders, who's a transfer who came in from Columbus State. And then Kenny Brown, who's actually Kenny Brown and Brandon Mungo are both sophomores, and they're transferring in from 2 four-year schools, 4-year universities. And I think all of them really are going to help us, not only in practice but in games. There's a lot of experience there. There are a couple of positions where we lost 3 seniors from last year. So if you combine those things, we're looking forward to all 3 of those guys really helping us out immediately.
Talk about this year's schedule and some of the competition to win the conference and the competition within the league this season.
Well, I think it's pretty much known now that the GLIAC is one of the toughest conferences in the country. Don't have to look any farther than the polls. You see Findlay at number 1 in a number of them, Grand Valley right there. In this league, every night it's a tough night. You have to come ready to play. And especially on the road, if you're going to get a victory, you better make sure you're ready to play. And by looking at all that, again, I think it's going to come down just like it is every year. We're very well balanced. In the same breath, we have a lot of really good teams. So we're hoping that, again, we can come out and be prepared to go to combat and go to war every night.
How about the commitment some of these guys made in the offseason in coming off of last year and into this season?
Well, I think even though we had a winning season and we were successful, I think there's a lot of our team that came away with a little bit of a bad taste in our mouth. Just because, our expectations were fairly high, and some of those expectations we didn't meet. And I think we've seen that commitment over the summer, a number of them being up here for almost the entire summer. And then really into the fall. I've been really pleased with how we've prepared for this upcoming season. And, I'm very excited about the possibilities that we have.
How about as a program? What are some of your goals for the season as you go into the season?
Well, I think every year, if you're going into the first day of practice and not talking about the possibility to win the league or win a league championship, I think every team should have that as a goal, and that's certainly one of ours. And along with that, we feel we have a team that's capable of reaching the NCAA tournament and trying to make some noise there. Obviously it takes a lot of hard work, staying injury-free, and making sure that everybody on the team is committed to the same thing. But from a talent perspective, I think we certainly should be in the mix for all those things.
What do you see as some of your strengths coming into the season, and what you guys like to do in terms of the players you have coming back? Well,
I obviously having Justin Keenan in the middle is a huge deal. He demands a double team. Here you have someone that in the preseason has been, bantered back and forth as a player of the year in the entire Division II conferences in the NCAA. So to have someone that has that type of strength with his back to the basket really helps us a bunch. And so we're looking for him really to continue to play the way he is and maybe even step him out a little bit. And then, I really think what I've been excited about is really the guard play and the continuation of a couple of our forwards, being Jarrell Sanders and another young man, Danny Sutherland, who I haven't mentioned, who I think has really put on a lot of good weight, but also just really worked hard in the gym. So to be well-rounded, I think, will be a strength of ours. Even though we have a dominating post presence, I think, we have 4 or 5 guys that can put up 20 in any given night.
How critical is the early part of the season and getting adjusted as a team in terms of chemistry as you go into the conference season?
Well, you certainly want to get off to a good start. When you talk about the NCAA tournament and getting in and being in the region, we have a very tough non-conference schedule. We actually play 4 of our first 5 games are against GLVC opponents, 2 of those being at home and 2 in a tournament. All of them will be, top echelon teams in the GLVC. So, we don't start with anything easy. I think that's good. I think it's good to prepare us for the league season. But to come out and really be ready to go right from the get-go will be important for us.